Welcome back to our psychology series here on the Project Return online classroom. My name is Elizabeth and I'm your program manager. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about making connections, how we build connections, the consequences of when we don't have connections, and what are some of the things that we can do to build connections when we are alone. So the first thing to say is that, the consequences of not being connected or feeling connected to things is loneliness. We can feel loneliness, and loneliness is different from being alone. You can be alone but not be lonely, but you can be in a marriage and be married to another person and still feel lonely. And so when we talk about loneliness, remember it's about finding that genuine connection between you and another person, an idea, things like that. So lonely is different from being alone. And so using the tool of self-reflection, we have an opportunity to go ahead and analyze our own behavior and learn some of the things that will help us to build connections with not just ourselves, but with other people. So first, what does it mean to build a connection, and where do we build these relationships with? We build them between people, obviously. We also build relationships and connections to specific environments like outdoors or the gym, which is closed for so many people and people love to exercise. And so what does being connected feel like to you? For me, it means feeling present in the moment right now, the here and now, and the different environments that you're in, the different ideas that you have, and things like that. And so how can we transform some of the internal support structures some of the external support structures we have from other people into something that we can use to support ourselves? So for instance, all of us usually have at least one person that we can rely on to some extent. And that one person fills our cup just a little. And then how do that sharing experience build a connection? Because they're sharing and exchanging resources and ideas and company and their time. And so that's what a sharing relationship looks like. And that's what building a connection looks like. So remember, the consequences of not building connections is loneliness, and there's also health impacts for that too. Your health gets impacted when you're chronically lonely. Your blood pressure, your heart rate, all of those things can be impacted when you're feeling chronic depression or loneliness. And then there's also the feelings of isolation and apathy, which are really strong for a lot of us right now because of COVID. And we're all being told to shelter in place and stay at home to prevent the spread of the illness, the virus. And so we're all isolated. So how do we build connections with other people right now when we so critically need to do that? So what does that look like? How do we reconnect then with other people? Well, I always like to say when we're talking about loneliness, I say start small, make a call. Yeah, that's right. Very catchy. I got it. Start small, make a call. When in doubt, reach out. Okay? If you're feeling lonely or isolated, reach out by phone. That is a low contact, no contact way of communicating with other people. And so that's a great resource that we have. Talk to other people. And then if you're out at the grocery store, for instance, and you're out and you're wearing your mask and you're doing your due diligence to stay with social distancing guidelines and things like that, and you get to the counter and you have an essential worker who's putting their life at risk, and you smile at them and you say, thank you for being here and for supporting making sure I can get my groceries because I'm hungry. Make eye contact, smile, and that'll build a connection between you and another person, a positive exchange of energy, but also just a general sense that someone else notices you. You notice them and they notice you. And that goes back to our idea of the sharing relationships. So then sharing your gratitude. I love gratitude. Here is my gratitude box. You know how I feel about gratitude, guys. It's very important. Have that attitude of gratitude. Jump into a gratitude box or a gratitude practice, whether that's writing letters or writing in a journal, using that tool of self-reflection again. Do all those different things. That's a way to connect with yourself, to connect with your inner strengths, your weaknesses even, and to formulate and problem solve some of the different things you can do to be the best you that you can be. And so share your ideas with other people. Make sure you talk with yourself in self-reflection through journaling and things like that. And then jump into something new. Have an activity that perhaps you've never done before. Something that is unique, that you've maybe never tried. For me, that would be welding. No, I'm just kidding. I would never weld. I welded in college, and I will never weld again. It was very scary. Try something new, like crochet. I never crochet, and I've been making masks. And making masks has been really interesting because I don't really sew. And so try something new. Talk to people, reach out, make eye contact, try something new, write in your journal. And then have those other activities outside of just that, whether that's exercising, whether that's going for walks, watching movies. Oh, you know what I love? I love to listen to music. I love to listen to music. Music is what gets me calm. It sometimes gets me fired up. It's what I listen to when I need to study. And whenever I'm doing something mindless, whether it's working on a Word document or sending emails, I'm listening to music if I can. So listen to some music. Maybe spend some time cooking your own home-cooked meal, fresh vegetables if you can. That's the best thing to do. But discover something new about yourself and potentially take a class, like on the YouTube channel here, the Project Return Online Classroom. Take one of our art videos and try something new with some of the materials you have just laying around the house. You can do some of our wonderful marker things. If you need an art packet, make sure to request it from us when we call. And so do all those different things. And don't forget, when in doubt, clean it out. Clean it out. When in doubt, clean your environment. Okay, guys? Your environment is indicative of your mental health. If your environment is messy, it is a reflection of how you're feeling inside. So make sure your exterior is clean as your interior, guys. Make sure that it's all copacetic. And so we're going to be breaking our negative cycles of thoughts as we detach from those inner monologues that occur when we're isolated and we're lonely. And so build those connections with yourself, facilitate new opportunities for growth, and also make sure that you're reaching out to other people and building connections and talking with other people. And if you're afraid to talk or you feel like you need to say something that the other person might not want to hear, then write them a letter. Write them a letter instead and say everything that you need to say, and then crumple that paper up and throw it away. Just get those words out on paper to something, someone, and then they're gone. And then just throw them away. And so, guys, I know it's really tough right now. It's so hard, but we'll get through it. We will. I know it. And eventually the center will open up again and we'll all be back together. And when that happens, and I am so looking forward to that, we'll have all these different unique resources for you to use, like on the Project Return Online Classroom, for you to revisit for the entire time you're a member, which, as we all know, is forever. So thank you guys so much for joining me for our psychology video about making connections. I hope you enjoyed it. Join us for the rest of our psychology series here on the Project Return Online Classroom. Like and subscribe, and come back and see us again. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.